If I sent you a video, could you watch it in real time with me?
I really don't want to, but I will.
Can we attempt it? There's 2 videos that I'd like to watch.
Wait, you said 1, bruh.
Okay, there's 2, okay?
I can only watch 1.
No. We're doing 2, please. This is important because 1 leads to the other, okay?
Oh, gosh. I just saw the preview of the first one that you just sent.
It's not what you think. It's not what you think, okay? So if you can hit that one and then skip to the 59-second mark for me. And just let me know when you get there.
Jump to the 59-second mark.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm ready to play.
All right, 1, 2, 3, play.
How dare you, Mr. Spears? You had me fooled. And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
Even the audience seemed to think Wendy Williams went too far.
That's the end of the first clip.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dude, I love her reaction too. She's.
Are you gonna cut the clip in so people can know the context? Okay.
Yes. There will. I think the audio is good enough on that one because it's really good.
Well, people probably don't know who that voice is. That's Wendy Williams, host of the Wendy Williams Show.
Yeah. She does a daytime talk show.
And you know what? My dumb ass watches it.
For real?
Not like, okay, when I say watches it, I'm not saying that I'm like a fan of this bitch. I'm saying that it's the only good thing that comes on at 10 o'clock because it's either her or an old episode of Emerald Live. And I don't like watching Emerald Live. I don't like watching Emerald Lagasse cook when he was younger because he never actually cooked. He did TV food. So it was either him or Wendy Williams or listen to podcasts. And I was caught up. I get caught up on my podcast during lunchtime. So at 10 o'clock hour, Wendy Williams, unfortunately, is on my show. Also, because I don't have cable anymore, Channel 10 comes through real good on my antenna. So that's the reasons why Wendy Williams is on my TV.
Just fucking watch Loki, dude. Watch Loki on Disney Plus.
No, I can't stream while I'm working from home. It slows down. I don't want it to slow down my internets.
Fair enough. I got one more video for you here.
Oh, I know this one. I saw both of these clips live. You do realize I saw when these happened.
Okay, we're going to watch it, though, for the audience. And
okay, we'll watch it for the audience. So can you set the video up, or how much of this are we watching?
We're going to watch about half of this, but we'll watch from the beginning. All right, count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay. I have no idea who this is. Neither does Norman. Neither does one person in this building. Maybe Sus does. Do you know who Swavey is? Clap. Clap if you know who Swavey is.
No one knows who it is.
Okay. Sus?
Nah, it's not my cup of tea that I got going on right now.
Well, he's a TikTok star. He's got more followers than me.
God forbid.
2.5 million.
On TikTok, but on Instagram, you have more followers.
Well, as my son Kevin would say, no one uses Instagram anymore.
What?
And as far as TikTok, I don't use that at all. I don't know what that is. I don't want to be involved. So here he is. He's 19, and he was murdered Monday morning.
What? We could stop it there.
All right.
What kind of setup is that?
First off, can I say this?
Please.
The whatever he is, sidekick of Wendy Williams, Norman. I don't know what his last name is. He's so above that show.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Him and the DJ both seemed uncomfortable about what was going on there.
Everybody seems, I would imagine that Wendy Williams is probably one of the worst motherfuckers to work with in daytime television. She's trash. I've been saying she's trash since the beginning. She's a former radio personality that was trash back then, and then she probably screwed the right person to get the TV show that she's got now on the Fox network. She's trash. I've always said she's been trash. This is no shock to me.
Dude, I watched that. I was just like, oh my, like how?
I saw it happen live. I was watching it when she did this. She's trash, dude. But dude, check this out. She's fledgling in the fucking ratings, so she's got to do shit like this because now everybody's talking about this trash. She is trash, and here's the reason why she stays around, dude. She owns the fact that she's trash. She burps, farts, loses her place in her show. She's probably doped up half the fucking time she's doing her show. She's a crackhead that just happened to spread her legs for the right person. She's trash, dude. She's always been trash. Her show is horrible.
But and you watch it.
It watches
Explain
me.
This to me, Corey.
It watches
How
me.
do you watch this?
It watches me more than I watch.
Watch Jerry Springer or something. Jesus.
You know what? You know why she's on my TV? You know why she's on my TV?
Why?
Because who doesn't like to see a train wreck? Who doesn't like to look at a plane crash?
Yeah,
she's a fucking disaster, dude. And besides, yes,
what
sometimes
network is she on?
She's on Fox, Fox 10 here in Arizona, Phoenix.
Why do they keep her around? Just baffles me.
Dude, I'm telling you, she spreaded her pencil fucking shape on the right Spawn sticker and got a show. She's trash, man.
Yeah,
I classified Wendy as this once.
Oh God, she's only 56.
I classified her as this once, Jake. I classified Wendy Williams as when you're driving down the street and you see that poor homeless crackhead on the corner. Wendy Williams is that poor homeless crackhead on the corner that got a chance. That's what she is. She's that ghetto hood rat that got a fucking chance, and her 15 minutes of fame. She's riding it longer than.
I'm gonna push back because I don't think that's fair to the crackhead. Okay, I really don't.
Crackheads are better than Wendy Williams. I agree. Okay,
I think if they got a chance, they'd be better than this.
Your NBA coaches challenge was successful. You get your timeout back. Yes, crackheads are better than Wendy Williams.
So, like, okay, yeah, maybe she gets the ratings, okay, and that's why Fox.
She doesn't, though.
Okay, but let's say she did, and her ratings are good enough for daytime, okay. But like, why do the sponsors agree to like be sponsors on her show? Like when she's saying horrible shit like this, like, and also it seems like a liability for Fox to keep her on the air when she's saying like death to all of them. Like that seems like a huge liability issue on their end.
You want to know why I think she's still around?
Please.
This is going to be very shocking. I think this is where moments of injustice go the opposite direction. I think that sponsors are probably looking at the fact that, yes, she's this controversial piece of trash that's on TV, but they're also looking at the fact that she is one, if not the only, or the few standing daytime TV African-American women host.
Yeah, because we have Steve Harvey.
Right. And they're probably afraid to come after her because this trash will probably play the black female card, and that's why they're afraid to touch her.
But here's my thing. Fine, I get that. Just replace her with another young black woman. I
don't think anybody another black woman would want to fall. I mean, you got to realize who are the two.
But then, like, Ellen DeGeneres gets canceled because she's like rude to her employees. Like, it's just baffling.
Like I said, dude, this is where I think injustice.
But how come
injustices go the wrong direction?
But Ellen has the injustice card too, right? Because she's like an openly gay female.
Nah, you don't get the injustice card if your skin is white. You don't. Sorry, you just don't. And I think that that's why Wendy Williams is still around. Because of the fact that if sponsors start pulling from her, they're going to say, "Oh, she'll cry because she's ghetto. She'll cry, oh, I'm a black woman, and these sponsors won't let me speak my mind." And even though she's saying bullshit.
I'd like to say us as a society are smarter than that, especially if someone just makes a compilation and just plays this on the news constantly. It's just like, look at this is all there's so many clips of her just saying stupid, baffling shit.
And nothing has happened to her.
I know, but like if they do cancel her show, it's just like this is what she's been saying and this is why. There might be a few people mad, but come on, there's got to be enough people that are smart enough to
There's
see
not,
that.
because this ain't the first time or the second time or the third time or the 10th time she's done shit like this.
Well, I know, famously, that was her shtick. Even back in her radio days, she would make really stupid takes about celebrities and stuff, which she still does on her show. But
I mean, she's got this princess of R&B, Whitney Houston, threatened to kick her ass. Come on, you piss off Whitney Houston on your radio show? I don't know why they even allowed her to elevate to this level. This is a person that should have never been on TV. This is a person that should have been rolled out of the radio studio 3 seconds after she had her third offense. Well, they made a whole fucking Lifetime movie over the bullshit she's been through in her life.
I saw some of that movie. She made that movie, and it's fucking horrible.
Right.
I will say, her time, when she came up in radio broadcast, that was a time where shock radio was all the rage, right?
Right.
The big radio hosts were Howard Stern and
Tom Likas. Yeah, I do shock radio.
that was their thing.
War of the Roses.
And that's just not the culture anymore. She kind of seems like a fossil, but to the point where even Howard Stern doesn't do that shit anymore.
Right.
It's
Howard Stern used to have women write Symbians in his studio.
Right. And for me, right, Howard Stern was playing up the shtick, and he was really going ham. I always felt
really ham.
I really felt like what he was doing was fighting against the censorship, so he just took it as crazy as he could. Her, I just feel like she's just kind of has really dumb takes, and just
that's because she's coked out of her fucking mind, dude.
I feel like she has she has a syndrome, and that syndrome is called foot and mouth syndrome. That's what I feel like she has.
Yeah, and with those cloven hooves that she call feet, that's one hell of a mouthful.
Yeah. Maybe they're worried that if she leaves there, she'll go to some other network and take the ratings with. I don't know.
I'm not a Fox Network fan, but I think that there would probably be some execs at Fox that would probably bust open a bottle of bubbly if Wendy Williams left the network.
Yeah,
but I think that the reason why she hasn't been fired is because she is probably the only black female in daytime television right now. And unfortunately, yes, I believe that black females do need to have better opportunities. But unfortunately, what Wendy Williams is doing and what other black females aren't speaking out about is that she's actually, by being in her position, doing the things that she's doing, she's actually setting the clock back on black women in daytime television. She's setting the clock back for the advancement of black women that a lot of smarter, more intelligent black women are trying to fight against. She's out there doing this kind of shit. What is that telling the rest of the world? Or the people in charge. That's saying that if we go and get another black female, they're going to be like Wendy Williams. Yeah, so she's doing more harm than she is doing good.
Well, and to say that she's there because, for racial equality, I mean, even this clip here feels a little racist on her part because she's just look at this black kid. He's such a hood rat with his bandana and shit. I almost felt like it was a little come on, man. This is a 19-year-old kid who just got murdered, and you're making fun of him. And yeah, it just felt.
This icky. Is where I say this is equality gone awry. Because here's the thing. A lot of people see that if you are black, you can speak of racism and you can say racist things. And I disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a black person and you want to shut down white comedians for making black jokes, but then you're a black comedian making white jokes, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right in my eyes. And I think Wendy Williams is the same example of that.
Yeah. Well, there is a difference between making racial comedy and racist comedy, right?
Right.
So
but because the society looks at the fact that, oh, she's a black woman, she can make these type of comments, I disagree with that. Yeah, I don't think that she should be able to make these comments, because if someone that was white made those comments about her, every organization would be all on that person that made the disparaging comments about Wendy Williams. What if somebody went on their what if a white person went on their daytime show and said some disparaging comments about her dead mother, like she did about the dead rapper that she knew nothing about?
Right.
How would she fucking feel then?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And but to me, what it feels like, to me, is more of just like a carryover of like an older time, right? Like I was saying earlier, like I feel like she's a carryover of that like shock era,
the shock jock era, and the shock jock era is gone. You're right.
But I will say what you are saying is true. Like there's been a huge movement on TikTok, actually, funny enough, of like young black activists talking about how there should be black only spaces. And it's like, I don't know if that's what you actually want, because I don't think you're going to like the outcomes of that sort of thought process.
My good friend is one of those black guys that think there should be black only.
I understand.
Areas.
I understand it. Like I understand the emotions of it and like the feelings of it. But that is never going to end well. Segregation never ends well. It doesn't matter who's starting it, black or white. Like it's never going to end well for anyone. So there's no point.
No, it's not.
And like, if you have an all black space, you can have a space that's like, this is, primarily, a black centric person, but are you going to turn a white person away? Like, that's so weird. Or like a Mexican person away. Like, it's just such a weird kind of thought process to have. It's, like, I don't know.
In my world, in my mind, personally, I feel that that's reverse racism. If you think that you want to have your own,
it's not even reverse racism. It's just racism, dude.
If you want to have your own, you want to have your own black space. Here's the thing. There should not be a black space. What there should just be is what the framers envisioned. A American space. And that's coming from a black person.
I agree. And there are spaces that, are primarily black, like, famously there are black churches. Yeah. But if I were to go into a black church, I don't think they'd be like, get the heck out of here. Most of them. I'm sure there are some that would.
There are some that would.
Most would be like, hey, welcome in. I'd imagine. I'd hope. As long as everyone's being chill together, like that.
Just
that
like it is when I walk into my predominantly white church. Pre-pandemic, I don't walk in now. I walk in virtually, but Jake, I agree with you. I think we're singing. We're not arguing. We're singing from the same choir here.
Of course we are.
And Wendy Williams, I feel, is doing more damage than good, because everybody is going. What's going to happen is that people are going to start to classify, just like ignorant people do now. They classify every black person that they see as a hood rat, a gangster, a thug.
Yeah, just for having dreads.
People that are professional like me, that don't sag his pants, the only gang I'm a part of is, the fast food gang. They still, some ignorant people still look at me in that light, because they see people like Wendy Williams that are up front of the rest of the African-American community, and people are, I'm not saying that it's right, but people are labeling everybody as what they see up front. Therefore, I say Wendy Williams, that's how I classify Wendy Williams as doing more damage than she is good in her position. She's one of the ones, I'm going to say it, she's one of the black people that need to not be out front. Put her ass in the back. Put her in the back.
I don't even think it's like she's a black person that should be put in the back. I feel like she's just a human being who should not have a television show.
She's just
awful.
She's that too, but she's representing something on TV that is something that is not represented very well. There's not a lot of black females in daytime television, and she's the one, and she's fucking it up.
Bring back Oprah.
And the thing, dude, if she left her show, I don't think another network would even pick her show up. She would be done.
God, I hope so.
She needs to fucking be done, dude. This isn't the first time she said something disparaging about Britney Spears. This isn't the first time she said something disparaging. This is the first time she's trended. And when I saw this trend about what she said about the rapper, and on Twitter, I scrolled through maybe 3 scrolls up of my big injured thumb. And most of the comments were like, why is this even trending? This is what this wretched bitch does.
Yeah, well, the funny thing to me about the Britney one in particular is like, it seems like me and Wendy kind of agree on the Britney thing. But even when she's taking like the correct stance, she takes it too far and she just says some stupid shit.
Yeah.
And to the point where even her audience is like, oh my God, what the hell?
Dude, she farts and burps on TV.
That's fine. I'm cool with that. I've been farting this whole show, whatever. But like,
but you have farts like angels.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Wendy Williams is a fucking crackhead that just, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And dude, it's trash. She's just trash. There's no other way to do it. And I'm probably predicating her success by having her on my TV. So I'm guilty as well. But she's dude, she's fucking trash.
No one watches TV anyway,
Nah,
and
I mean, dude, if I was streaming her, then I'd be a fan. But hell no. She's just, I don't have anything else to watch at 10 o'clock.
Maybe the issue is like, if they get rid of her, no one wants that job, because who the fuck wants to be on daytime TV these days?
Who would want to come behind her? Tamron Hill or whatever that lady's name is. Her talk show rivals Ellen's time slot here in Arizona. She comes on at 3 o'clock and Ellen comes on at 3 o'clock. Tamron Hill, I believe her name is. You probably never even heard of her.
I don't really keep up with the daytime talk show scene too much.
Well, see, I've been working from home for the last 5 years, so yeah, I'm pretty hip to the talk show thing. I mean, I watch the Drew Carey with The Price is Right, and then I watch vapid ass cookie cutter Wayne Brady at 2 o'clock with Let's Make a Deal. You know what, Jake? Brady. I think I just identified the fact that I'm a 56-year-old woman. I'm a 56-year-old woman.
I watch the nighttime network stuff, like a huge one for me. I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this. He is an absolute national treasure. If anything were to ever happen to him, I would be in tears and in the fetal position. Pat Sajak, he is my hero. I love him to death. If anything happened to him, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, baby.
Dude, I have heard some horror stories about Pat Sajak.
I'm totally joking. Like, I know nothing about Pat Sajak. Like, I just think it's funny.
He is an asshole.
Really?
I have talked to people that have worked on the production crew of Wheel of Fortune.
Really?
He is a hard person to deal with.
I'd imagine like you do a show like that for fucking 35, 40 years, it probably gets to you.
He's a crusty motherfucker from what I've been told.
He probably started off in like broadcasting or something as like a journalist, and now he's just Price is Right.
No, he was a radio guy.
Okay, yeah, same thing, shock jock or whatever, and like this is what he's doing now. I'm sure Drew Carey probably feels the same. Like he's probably like, I used to be a big time comedian, had a fucking show and everything. I had 2 shows on, and they were both very successful, and now I'm on the Price is Right guy.
But he's fucking doing gangbangers.
I know, and so is Pat Sajak. I imagine Pat Sajak makes a pretty penny, and that's probably why he keeps the show.
Well, but that doesn't he's also successful.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like your morale is good. It's like I imagine, as much as I hate the guy, I imagine Joe Rogan felt the same way when he was doing fucking Fear Factor. That was more of a paycheck thing for him, and I imagine both of those shows are paychecks for those guys, and they both.
No, I think Drew Carey actually, I think he was handpicked by Bob Barker to do that show.
Yeah, he doesn't seem that upset about it. Honestly.
He doesn't seem upset about it, and it's easy. I mean, it's an easy show to do.
He also had like a very successful career beforehand.
Yeah, comedian to TV to game show host. And here's the thing about game show hosts is that they tape like their whole week of shows in the span of like 2 days.
Especially that show, yeah.
Yeah, so then he can go and still do, prior to the pandemic, Drew Carey was still doing some stand-up. He was still doing, guest appearances on other
Vegas
TV shows. Yeah, he does a lot of shit in Vegas. I think Drew Carey is actually very happy in that position. Pat Sajak, I think, is just crusty because he's been in the position a little too long. He's just a hard person to deal with.
He doesn't have that, I bet Drew Carey feels very fulfilled for doing the Drew Carey show. And whose line is it anyway? Like, after that, it's all gravy,
Yeah. But, dude, Wendy Williams, though, I think it's time. It's time to put the cow out to pasture. But it's time to Yeller the Wendy Williams show.
Even Ellen DeGeneres, like, when I heard that she was, like, horrible to her staff or whatever the rumors were, like... Is that really surprising? Because I bet she's in that same sort of thing. She's like, I used to be a fucking successful comedian with my own fucking show, and now here I am on this fucking talk show every day, coming out and dancing and like.
That talk show is like a drop in the bucket to what Ellen DeGeneres really is. She's the white Oprah. Ellen DeGeneres owns half the world.
Oh, I know. I know she does. I'm just saying.
Her not doing that talk show ain't going to affect her in any.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, you do that talk show for so long. You used to be this, like, as much money and success as you have, you do the same thing repetitive over and over and over again, especially someone like Ellen, who had like a very successful stand-up career. She does no stand-up now. She had a famous sitcom. She does no acting anymore besides like Dory once every 10 years.
Voice acting, yeah.
Yeah. That's got to be a little debilitating.
You're saying that people that used to have success but are now stuck in a rut on doing a show every Thursday at 7:00 is crusty?
No. That's
I personalized. I took it a little personal.
Yeah, I imagine we do this show for fucking 40 years. We'd probably be pretty sick of it.
I would so be in love with you.
That's true. I mean,
40 years.
I could do this for 40 years, but there are people like Conan O'Brien seems very happy doing his show, which
his show is over.
It just ended. He's moving to HBO though, so he is starting like another thing, but.
He's gonna get wild. I picture a lot of shirtless Andy. A lot of shirtless Andy on HBO.
I love Conan and Andy, those guys.
When Conan was on regular, I feel bad for Conan because Conan got hosed in the whole David Letterman, Jay Leno thing. But you know what? At the end of the day, who's the last one standing? He might be on HBO, but Jay Leno ain't doing a talk show. And David Letterman ain't doing a talk show.
Yeah, but they both retired. Conan has to move on and do an HBO show now.
Yeah, and from TBS. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but I will say, like, it does seem like going to TBS allowed him to be a little bit more raunchy, which he always was a little bit more raunchy than those guys. And like,
true that.
And I feel like he probably enjoyed his time at TBS. So I don't know. I'll call him up. I've got his number.
Yeah, give him a call. Let him know. Tell him I said, hey, what's up? And also ask him when you get Conan on the line. Ask him if the carpets match the drapes.
Oh, they absolutely do.
You've seen the carpets?
His beard grows in orange, I imagine. I can't imagine that it's any different down there.
Jeez.